Hi everyone, I'm back, and today I'm going to show you all how to make Bolognese, or you can pronounce it Bolognese. Alright, here's what you will need. You will need 3 stalks of chopped celery, 1 medium onion chopped, and I have 2 medium carrots chopped as well. You will need bacon, or you can use pancetta. I wasn't able to find pancetta, so I have 3 pieces of bacon that I've chopped. You will need 2 cloves of garlic chopped. I have parsley here, fresh parsley. And you will need fresh basil if you're able to find it. I haven't been able to find basil. All right. You will need 1 pound of ground pork, 1 pound of ground beef, tomato paste, San Marzano. Make sure you get San Marzano crushed tomatoes. I have 2 cans and they're both 28 ounces. You will need tomato paste, ground black pepper, crushed red pepper, sea salt, thin spaghetti. And I have just a little over a cup of red wine, and this is drinking wine. All right. You will need beef broth. That's a little over a half a cup of beef broth. And you all that know me, you know I have to put some type of peppers in. I love peppers, and I always have peppers at my house. Now, what I want to tell you is bell peppers are not traditional for Bolognese. Okay, so you can definitely omit the peppers. You don't have to put these peppers in, okay? I just put them in because I have them around the house and I love them. But this is not traditional for a Bolognese. All right? You will need olive oil, and let's get started. And then one more thing that I'd like to tell you. So I'm using a thin spaghetti today. When you make Bolognese, Bolognese is normally made with a thicker noodle, okay? I don't prefer to have a thicker noodle like the rigatoni. We don't like the rigatoni noodles because they're so thick. We don't like really thick noodles here. But for the person that wanted me to make rigatoni for them, what I want you to do is use this recipe, because this is how I would make my rigatoni, using this Bolognese sauce, okay? You will use this recipe and then just use your rigatoni noodles, all right? So let's get started. I'm so excited. All right, so you all that know me, you know I'm using my favorite wok that I have here. I'm going to turn this wok onto a medium-high heat. And the first thing that I need to do is put some olive oil into my pan. All right? Because what I want to do, we need to saute up our sofrito. Okay, this is our celery, our onions, and our carrots, all right? Let's go ahead and get this into our pan so this can start to saute up, okay? And then the next ingredient that we'll put in, once this starts to sweat and saute up a little bit, we'll put our garlic in, and then I'll show you what to do next. Be back. Okay, everybody, now a lot of people will call this the Holy Trinity, with the celery, onions, and the carrots, and some people will call it sofrito. Okay, it's really up to you. Or, hey, it's just celery, onion, and carrots. All right, so now what we're going to do, now that I've let these sweat a little bit, we're going to go ahead and put our 2 bell peppers in. Like I said, feel free to not put the peppers in. I just put them in just because I have them and I love them. All right? And it gives off such a good flavor, guys. You hear me? Trust me. All right? So we're going to do just this. Beautiful. And get these cooked down. And at this time, I'm going to go ahead and put that garlic in there, that fresh garlic. Make sure when you're making Bolognese, you want to use fresh ingredients. All right, we're not going to use any powdered garlic powder today, okay? And make sure that your wine is a drinking wine and not a cooking wine, okay? I mean, we're getting fancy in this kitchen today. You hear me? Absolutely we are. I'm going to let these cook down just for a little bit, and then I'll show you what to do next. Be back. Okay, everyone, let me show you what your vegetables should look like in the garlic. Let's see if I can give you a close-up. Just like that. Just to where they're starting to get nice and soft. So then, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take these out the pan. All right? And then I'll show you our next step. You're going to take it out, Gina? Absolutely I am. Okay? But then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, everybody, see this? All this is flavor. We're going to set this aside. All right? And then we're going to take and put your pancetta or your bacon, whichever you have, put it right on into that pan. Okay? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a little bit of oil just to get it going, okay? What do you mean by get it going? Just so it doesn't stick too much to the pan, okay? So then we'll start cooking that up. Look for the pancetta. Normally the pancetta is in your grocery store, located next to the specialty cheeses by the deli. Okay? Alright, so we're going to get these to have a nice golden brown color just before they get golden brown. Alright? And then we're going to put our pork and our beef in, and those are 1 pound packages of pork and beef. If you want to use veal, you can definitely use veal in this dish. Okay? Let me turn this on so I can suck up some of this smoke. There we go. Beautiful. Okay? So we're going to cook this, and then I'll be back. Okay, everybody, as you can see down in the pan, our bacon is starting to brown up just like so. Now you can see these dark bits that are stuck to the bottom. That's beautiful. You want all of that. All of that is beautiful, nice and crispy flavor. All right, that has developed in the bottom of the pan. And when we put our wet ingredients in, what will happen, it's called fond. And what will happen is all of that goodness will come up from the bottom of that pan and go down into that dish. And oh my goodness, now we're talking, right? Okay, so here's what we need to do. Go ahead and put your pork in and put your ground beef in. And we just want to start chopping it up just like so, as small as you can. When you have a bolognese, you don't want big pieces. We're not making meatballs here, guys. Okay, we want it all to be nice and small pieces. It's going to be so velvety and so tasty. I'm actually sitting down at my stove because I'm tired. I'm tired, but I'm going to make some good food today. You hear me? Absolutely I am. Okay, so we're going to start to brown this up. And if we have a whole lot of oil from these meats, then we will drain this. If we don't have a lot, then we'll just keep what little bit of oil that we do have. Okay, everybody, what I like to do is I like to season up my meat while it's raw. If you think you're going to season it up after you brown it, you won't get its best taste. Go ahead and season it up while it's still raw and not cooked all the way. Get you some black pepper in there. You have to have black pepper. All right? Get you some red pepper flakes. If you don't like them, don't use it. If you have someone in your family that can't take it, don't just put, put some of these on the side of the plate of those that like to have red pepper flakes. And I'm only going to put a tiny bit. I'm not someone that enjoys hot stuff at all. So that little bit will just give you just a little tang. You know, just a little hint of heat, but not to burn anybody's socks off. And we're going to go in with some sea salt. Okay? Just like so. All right? Then there's one ingredient I almost forgot to tell you about. You have to have a nice bay leaf. Now, you can use fresh or you can use dry. That one is a dry one. Okay? And at the end of the cooking process, we'll take it out. Okay, but it's going to let off so much flavor. You hear me? Absolutely it will. So I have my heat still on a medium high, and I'm going to turn it up a little bit higher. Okay, and I'm just going to go in and chop because I want these pieces of meat to be very small. If you all have never tasted ground pork before, you have to taste it because it is the best. And if you all haven't had ground veal, I couldn't find ground veal. If you haven't had that, it's so tasty. Give it a try sometimes. And even, you could even do this with the ground turkey. Absolutely you can. Get you some ground turkey and make this. Use the same recipe. And if you're someone that doesn't like the pork, you don't have to use the pork. Just follow the rest of the recipe. You can use all beef. You can use all turkey or all chicken. It'll still turn out delicious. Trust me when I tell you this. Absolutely. Okay, so we want to get this nice and brown. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going in kind of smashing it a little bit because like I said, I like to have nice and small pieces. We don't want any big chunks into this. Okay, once this starts to brown up, I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, remember when I told you that all of that beautiful fond, the beautiful stuff that was stuck at the bottom of the pan will disappear? Well, let me show you. It's not there anymore. Well, let's see if you can see. If I tilt it a little bit. See that? Oh yeah, that's what you're wanting. So all of that has went into that meat. Boy, hoo-wee. Okay, everybody, I've poured off some of the juice that was in our meat. Our meat is well cooked. The lighter pieces that you see in here is the ground pork and the bacon. Now what we're going to do, I have a 6-ounce tomato paste jar or can, and I'm going to put a half, so about 3 ounces of tomato paste in. I always do. You have to have tomato paste. Tomato paste, I believe, is concentrated, and it gives such a great flavor. Do you all hear me? It really does. It bumps up the flavor for real. Okay, so you're just going to kind of mix this and coat your meat in, and that's the bay leaf that you see floating around in there. You're just going to kind of coat your meat in the tomato paste. All right, let's get all that tomato paste off of that fork, just like so. All right, beautiful. And you wouldn't believe the smells that's going through my kitchen right now. I'm so serious. Oh, this is beautiful already, and it looks so good. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Let me fix this camera. So, isn't it beautiful already? And that's just tomato paste. Beautiful. Okay, so here's what we need to do. I hate to beat on the pan. Sometimes you have to. Wake you up a little bit. It wakes me up. All right, so then we're going to go in with our beautiful vegetables and any juices that's in these vegetables. You want to pour that in there as well. That garlic oil, pour it right on in there. Okay, and then we need to mix this up. Right now my heat is on to a medium heat. Okay, and we're gonna let this simmer. I like to let mine simmer for 2 hours, and we're gonna do just that. Oh, this is going to simmer for 2 hours. Absolutely. You get the best flavor. You really do. When you take the time, have patience. I always say it. If you can have patience in your kitchen, oh, you're going to have some good food. You don't want to rush anything. Don't rush anything when you're making these recipes. Take your time. Put love in it. Talk to your food. Absolutely. And it'll always turn out right. Especially if you make my recipes. I'm so serious though. Alright, so then, let me show you this. Isn't it just beautiful? Seriously, guys. Beautiful. And we're not even halfway there yet. Well, we're halfway there. Okay, so then, I'm going to go in with my beef broth. Alright, put that in there. And like I told you, that was a little bit over a half a cup of beef broth. Okay, that beef broth is going to give you some nice flavor. You hear me? Oh, yeah. Absolutely it is. And when you mix that beef broth with this tomato paste, oh, you've made like a sauce already. Absolutely you have. It's very delicious. Okay, so what I like to do, I'm going to pat, let's see, let me grab this one. I like to pat my meat down into this beef broth and my vegetables and just let it kind of hang out into this beef broth. Just let it hang out, okay? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a little bit over a cup. You see, it's just a little tiny bit over a cup of that red wine. And I like to pour it right over top. I want to make sure all of this meat has this beautiful infused with red wine. Ooh-wee. And make sure it's definitely a red wine that you would like to drink. Okay, because it tastes better. So what I always do, this is how I always do it. Why do you do it that way? I don't know, I just do. And you don't have to. You can pour it in and you can stir it up if you want. The same thing's going to happen. Okay? But what you need to do is you want to burn off the alcohol. And then you're left with this beautiful flavor. Some of you might wonder, oh my gosh, Gina, you are really touching that pan. How do you do it? Well, my pans don't get hot. That's why I love my pans. Look, guys, I love these pans. They're my favorite. My hand's way down here, and it's nice and cool. This is the Wolfgang Puck collection. My dad bought it for me years ago, and I stand by this. I love this wok. All right, so after about 5 minutes of soaking right on top of this meat, then I'll go in and mix this up. So after 5 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, everyone, it's been about 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna kind of open the meat up this way. Oh, yeah. Now we're letting that red wine go down in there, okay? And we're just gonna pat it down again for another few minutes because I just want this to soak down into that beautiful love of a red wine. I'm going to give this a taste, just a little taste. Let me get another spoon. Okay. Let me taste what I'm making here. I'm going to taste this beautiful sauce. Taste that, guys. Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo, that's good. Woo, I mean, that's good. You hear me? So much flavor. Beautiful. Okay, everyone, the alcohol has had time to evaporate. All right, and we're left with this beautiful flavor. Now, I'm going to go in with San Marzano crushed. You can get the whole peeled tomatoes, And you can crush them by hand. Make sure your hands are impeccably clean. And then you just kind of go in and do like this with those tomatoes. And then you just crush them, okay? If you prefer. Or you can just get the crushed. I get the crushed so I don't have to go through that hassle. Let me grab this one over here. And then we're going to put that in as well. Oh my word. And this is going to cook down for a good 2 hours, everybody. So if you don't have patience, don't make this dish. We want this to taste like it's been cooking on grandmom's stove for 10 hours. You hear me? And the only way to achieve that flavor is if you have the time to make it. You have the time to let this cook down. And once this cooks down, it'll get nice. It'll get much thicker than this. Absolutely it will. See that? Isn't that a beautiful sauce? Absolutely it is. Hoo-wee. See, I'm not using a spaghetti sauce in the jar today, guys. And there's our beautiful bay leaf. He's kind of just hanging out. Make sure you take that out so no one bites down into it, okay? It's great for flavor, but you just don't want to bite down into it. Oh my word. What I need to do, I'm going to taste this sauce. Okay? And I'm not trying to get the vegetables and the meat. I just want to taste the sauce and see how well seasoned it is. Oh, beautiful. It's so, my goodness, it tastes like I'm in Italy. It tastes like I'm in Bologna. Am I saying that right, guys? Bologna. I'm putting some salt in, okay? How come? Because it needs it. After we put the San Marzano tomatoes in, I feel like it needed some more salt. Okay? So let me see. Oh, perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, we're going to let this cook down a good 2 hours. I'm going to put this camera on pause, and then I'll be back. And as you can see over here, I have some water boiling for my pasta. And I only cook, when I cook my pasta, I cook it for 11 minutes and that's it. If you want an al dente pasta, al dente means chewy to the tooth. If you want the perfect pasta, you salt that water, you let it come up to a boil, then you put your pasta in and you cook it for 11 minutes only. It'll turn out perfect for you every time. When I put this video on pause, I'm going to go ahead and make my pasta. You'll see me after 2 hours, and then we'll plate this bad boy up. Be back. Okay, everybody, let me show you something. Do you see how nice and dark this has gotten? And do you see, I'll use my spoon to point it out. Do you see where our sauce started up here? And now it's reduced down to there. You see how much it's reduced down during those 2 hours? And it's got nice and thick. Look at this. I can stir. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Woo-wee. And my house smells so good. I can see like all of the neighbors' noses looking out their doors, out their windows, smelling this beautiful smell. My house smells so good right now. So you see just how much it's reduced down. And look how nice and thick this has got. This right here is Bolognese. But we're not done yet. Nope, we're not done yet. Like I said, if I would have had fresh basil, I would have used it. But I couldn't find any. I'm turning my sauce down to low as it can get. I'm going to put some fresh parsley in. Just like so. Okay? You got to have that in there. Alright? Let's mix this around. But we're not done yet. No, we're not done yet. At this point, when your sauce is done, what you need to do. You need to get you some cream, some heavy whipping cream. If you don't have that, you can use milk. I'm going to use milk today, and you just put just a dash in there, and I'll show you. Let me pour my milk into my glass, and then you put some in your sauce to finish your sauce out. And this right here is what they call Bolognese or Bolognese. Then we're going to mix our beautiful noodles in. Now, see, you don't want to put this milk or your cream in early. How come, Gina? You don't want to put it in early because your milk will curdle, if that makes any sense. You put it in as a finish, as a finishing agent, so to speak. Okay, do you see this? This right here? Oh, my word. And look at the color. It's the San Marzano crushed tomatoes that we use. They are the freshest tomato that you can buy, the best tasting tomato that you ever want to taste out of a can. Closest to fresh, if that makes any sense. Okay, I got a few more pieces of parsley I want to throw in. All right, now what we're going to do, I can turn my fan off. I had to have that fan on because I had so much steam coming up. So now what I like to do is then over here I have some garlic bread that I've cooked. All right. Now, here's a question. Do you mix it or do you pour it on top of your noodles? Me personally, my hands are impeccably clean. I love to pour my sauce on top of my noodles. But my husband, he likes it mixed. So I'm going to mix it. If he wants it that way, I'll make it that way. He's spoiled. So I'm going to start off with a little bit. Start off with just a little bit. You never want to start off with too much, because too much you can't take away. You start off with a little bit and you can always add to it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to toss our beautiful noodles in this bolognese. Oh, this is heaven. This is heaven. This is heaven. Would you all look at this? I hope that my camera is giving you all the best view. I want you all to feel like you are right next to me in this kitchen. You hear me? And if I had smell-o-vision, whoo-wee! I know a lot of you talk about how you can smell it, feel like you can smell it through the through the computer, the phone, the TV, whatever you're watching on. Look at this. This right here, Bolognese 101. If you never had this before, you better make you some. Absolutely you should. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at this. Thank you, Lord, for this meal. Thank you, Jesus, for feeding us every day, all your blessings, and taking care of us. Please forgive us for our sins and have mercy on us, and help us to have mercy on others. Fill us with an overwhelming sense of peace and joy, and keep us safe in your arms, Lord. We thank you. Amen. Ooh, this is beautiful. My Lord. So what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to turn this off. I had it on low. Well, actually, I'm going to keep it on low for about maybe 5 minutes, because I would like for my noodles to warm back up, but I'm not trying to cook them. I might just turn it off now. I think I'm going to turn it off now, okay, because I believe that my sauce is so hot that those noodles are going to heat right up. I don't feel like I need any more. Let's see. Do I need any more noodles? Let me just keep stirring, okay? I'm going to keep stirring. We're going to give this bad boy a try. Hoo-wee. And I tell you what, that when you put that cream at the end or that milk at the end, it really does something gorgeous to this sauce. Let me answer my phone. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. That was my husband calling me, seeing if I wanted anything back from the store. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to plate this up. We're going to give this a try. All right? What I'm going to do, let's see. I have a plate. Let's see. Let me wipe this plate off. I'm so excited for this meal. You hear me? Let's do this, everybody. Put my plate right down here. Oh my word. Let's come over here to our beautiful plate. Let's try not to make a huge mess here. Like I just did. We'll fix that. Oh my word. Do you all hear me? This right here, oh, this is what you call love. You hear me? This sauce is cooked down for 2 hours with that bacon. Oh, it's so tasty. All right. And we're going to put garlic bread on the side. Oh, absolutely we are. All right. And then I have some fresh parsley that you have to put on top. Let's go in. You got to have Parmesan. Get you some Parmesan on there. Get you some Parmesan on there. You hear me? And then you go in with that fresh parsley. Wish I had some basil, guys, but it's okay. We'll make up for it with this parsley. Let me wipe my plate off and we are going to dig in. You hear me? Woo! Thank you once again, Lord. Let's dig in. Look at this, guys. Take a good look at this. I want you all to have a nice close-up. This will be my thumbnail picture. Look at this. And the flavor is amazing. Do you hear me? Look at this. All right, let's do this. Oh, my word. Of course I am. Of course I am. I'm giving you all that first bite. Absolutely, I have to share with you all. I love you all. Taste this right there. Oh my word, taste that. You don't know how good this is. You hear me? My goodness. Woo-wee! Look at that. Taste that right there, everybody. Oh, it's so fresh and so clean. Oh. Taste that. If you all enjoyed this video, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload one of these awesome recipes. Absolutely taste that. I tell you one thing. This right here. Oh man, it's so good. You hear me? Wee. Taste that. Beautiful. Oh yeah, baby. I'm gonna finish my meal. I wish you all a great night. I love each and every one of you. Have a great night. taste this last bite. Good night.